What do you think?
I feel so small compared to you. I'm so little.
You're not that much shorter than me.
I know.
I think I'm just.
Well,
meaning...
it's because I have longer legs and you have a longer body. So when you sit, you look like you're like way bigger than me.
That is true. I do. Yeah. I do have shorter legs, and my body's disproportionate.
Everybody I know has disproportionate bodies. Like my friend Gabe, he's like 3 inches taller than me. Yet we have the same like pants length. How is that possible?
Weird.
Just everybody's got long torsos except me. My body is 100% in proportion with each other. That's why I look so short. It's a curse.
Yeah, no one ever thinks of me as short, but I'm like, but I am short. But I'm like this broad-shouldered
You've got a big
torso.
Body and long arms, and then you have short, stubby legs, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah, if I just put on some like nice size shoes, I look like a normal person.
Yeah. With me, it's just like, I'm so in proportion, it's just like, yeah, he's short. Oh, man. You're recording all that.
Don't worry, I'm not going to use that for an intro.
Okay.
I can't use any of that. There's no setup or punchline.
Got it.
Except that this is the Out of Touch podcast.
Welcome back to this experiment of the Out of Touch podcast. My name's Chris, that's Bill, and we were talking about Mortal Kombat last time, and now we're still talking about Mortal Kombat, but the new Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 2020, actually 2021, because 2020 didn't happen, so...
Did not happen.
Didn't happen.
Stricken from the records.
Even though it lasted like 10 years, but, so we watched Mortal Kombat.
Literally just watched it. The credits are still rolling over there.
On the TV, like it was intended to be seen.
Yeah. That was weird.
It was weird. It's always weird when you watch one of these movies on HBO Max because it literally is something that I would have normally saw in a theater.
Yeah.
And part of me is like, this is really cool, but at the same time, this feels kind of weird and wrong.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, I definitely long to go back to see these things on a big screen.
Yeah.
And hopefully not too long from that.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, well, Mortal Kombat, long gestating attempt to do Mortal Kombat again. You know, they had like a web series like 10 years ago, but now it took them a few years, but they finally got this reboot off the ground and we finally got to see it.
Yeah. I guess this is one of those things that we have been threatened with a new Mortal Kombat movie since we were like kids. There was always something in the works.
I remember reading about it in like high school. They were talking about a Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah, and they finally did it.
Yeah.
So what did you think of Mortal Kombat 2021?
I enjoyed it. It was pretty cool. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fine. All right, that's it, guys.
Bye.
It was good. For me, it's like kind of like, it's what you expect from Mortal Kombat.
I mean, you got all the characters. They do all the things. They fight each other. It's hyper violent because it's R-rated this time. And like, I mean, it's fairly basic story. There's even really a tournament. There's like a threat of a tournament, but the tournament never really happens.
Yeah, it's almost like the bad guy of Shang Tsung is just like, the tournament's supposed to happen, but he's just like, I'm not doing a tournament. Especially since like the Elder Gods are lazy and I'm just gonna like kill everybody. And then when they have the tournament, I already won.
He's just like, wait a minute. I'm evil. I don't need to do the tournament.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. That old Shang Tsung, he played by the rules too much.
He did. But yeah, this new version of Shang Tsung was, I don't know, he wasn't as fun as the old one. He looked cool.
Yeah.
He definitely looked like Fire Lord Ozai from Avatar, which was pretty awesome, I must admit.
More so than the live action version, is my understanding.
Never seen it.
I've seen stuff of it, but I'll never watch it because I've never watched Avatar to begin with, so.
Well, you should. It's a good show.
I still care.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's fine, but yeah, the other guy he had like a lot of charisma.
Yeah, it's weird because out of all the villains in this movie, probably the one with the most charisma is Kano.
And he spent half the movie with the good guys.
Yeah. In fact, like...
Oh, by the way, spoilers.
Oh, yeah. Spoilers. All the spoilers. Spoilers for Mortal Kombat. Honestly, if you can't guess what happens, I don't know. Watch more movies.
It's Mortal Kombat, too? Like, if you've played any of the games, if you've seen, like, the Scorpion animated movie, the old movies, you kind of get an idea of how these things are going to go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, probably the weirdest and, I guess in some ways, controversial thing with this movie, it centers around an original character, for the most part.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm conflicted, because it's cool, because, I guess, spoilers. He's Scorpion's descendant. Not ancestor, descendant.
Words.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, this is a way to have a Scorpion be a good guy, not from hell. But then he doesn't have Scorpion powers.
He has magic tonfas?
He's got like Baraka powers almost.
No, not really.
Baraka had those like swords.
He had like blades that came out of his hands. This guy had tonfas.
Yeah, but they had blades on them.
Oh, one of them did.
Well, one of them did.
That's not Baraka.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's like, I don't know. It felt a little fanficky to me, where it was just like, yeah, my original character, who's Scorpion's descendant, yeah, he's connected to the much cooler character of Scorpion.
I thought for a second he was going to have fire and ice powers, and that would have been super fan fiction.
I guess so. But, I mean, the highlights of the movie were what little we actually get was the Sub-Zero Scorpion stuff.
Yeah.
Like, the first 10 minutes of the movie, was posted online, though I didn't watch it until we just watched it here, was just the backstory of Sub-Zero and Scorpion and the murder of Scorpion's family.
Yeah, and even backstory is you never really even find out why Sub-Zero wanted to kill Scorpion's family. It was just because we're ninja clans and we're rivals.
And he just says, for the Lin Kuei.
Yeah. Get a little bit more of that in this guy here.
Yeah. At least we find out that Sub-Zero was framed. It was all a lie. Not so much in this. It was definitely not a lie.
I don't mind Sub-Zero being a straight-up bad guy, to be honest.
That's fine. You can bring in the other Sub-Zero to be the good guy Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
That's the benefit of when you're just lazy enough to just create two of the same character. You're like, yeah, this is the bad one. This is the good one. This is the alive one. This is the dead one.
And then we got the Shredder one then later. I forgot where his alignment is, but he looks cool.
It was probably just the good guy one with a new helmet.
Probably. Yeah, it's weird because, we see that stuff, ancient Japan, then we go to modern times and see this new character, Cole, who is a cage fighter. Because I wanted to say MMA, but it's like, he's a cage fighter, he's fighting for like $200. I can't really recall if it's like, you need to lose type of thing, or if it's just like, just get your ass kicked for $200.
Yeah, it was weird because he was like, give him a good show. That's like something that you usually do in like something like pro wrestling, where it's like a work.
Yeah, it really reminded me of something like I watched this boxing anime, Megalobox, and the main character, his whole thing is like people are betting on him to like lose. So they're like, oh, you need to lose on like this round or something, or something like that. But it wasn't even that. It was just like, you're fighting for $200, kid. Win or lose, here's $200. Also, your daughter's watching you get your ass kicked pretty badly.
And she's giving you good advice and you're not listening to it for some reason.
Yeah.
That was weird.
It was weird. There's a lot of weirdness in this movie. More weirdness than I originally thought.
Like, now, there was this whole thing with the tattoo thing. That's new for this. That wasn't none of the newer games. Because I've only played the original stuff back in the day in like 11 and 10, or extra large as my copy is right here.
It's weird that you did 10 and then 11, because 9 is really where that like trilogy starts.
I don't know why. You know what? To be fair, I was gonna get 9, but I kind of didn't. And then 10 had like the Predator in it, and I was like, yo, I gotta play that. So I got that.
Yeah, it's weird. Nobody remembers Mortal Kombat 8. I don't even know what Mortal Kombat 8 would be.
Mortal Kombat versus DC.
You might be right, actually.
I was just guessing. I'm probably not right. That was the last game I played before this one.
Yeah. So, yeah, they have these tattoos, and the tattoos symbolize that they are chosen to fight in Mortal Kombat. Also, a weird thing introduced in this is if you have a tattoo, you have a special power now, too.
Justifying why someone like Sonya Blade could shoot beams in her fatalities and stuff in the games when she's just a soldier.
Yeah. And
it's also that if you kill someone with the tattoo, you then get the tattoo.
So Highlander rules.
Yes.
So if you kill everybody with the tattoos, do you get all the powers?
Maybe.
There can only be one. Oh man. But yeah, it's very hard to. We're all over the place as usual with Mortal Kombat.
I mean, the plot is fairly straightforward from there. The good guys, kind of, a couple of them meet up. Cole runs across. He gets saved by Jax, who then leads him to Sonya and Kano, who then travel to the other part of the world where they meet up with Liu Kang and Raiden and Kung Lao, and they get some exposition, and like fighting happens.
Yeah, I guess like some highlight moments of the movie are pretty close to the beginning of the movie. You get a fight between Sonya, Kano, Reptile, and Cole.
I guess that's Reptile.
Yeah, he's a weird alligator man.
It's just a lizard man. Like,
yeah.
Maybe it's a reptile. I don't know.
It's like, come on, Mortal Kombat movies. Like, everybody just wants to see Reptile as the Green Ninja. Only the first movie kind of did it right. And even saying that is a bit of a stretch because we got,
that bad, terrible CGI lizard thing. At least the CGI lizard thing in this looked better.
Yeah, although for a moment when he was all invisible, I kind of was just like, is this better? This just looks lazier. There's literally a moment where like Cole's just like punching at air, and I'm like, I was just thinking like, is that better?
I think if you just look at a picture of the old Reptile, you'd be like, no, it's better.
It is better.
It's the other Reptile's pretty bad.
I love how every time there's like a lizard creature, it's just like, what do we know about lizards? Well, chameleons are pretty cool, and chameleons can mimic their environment, so that means they're invisible, right?
Yeah, that's how chameleons work.
Also, acid breath.
Well, I mean, that is one of Reptile's things from the game. A lot of fatalities and moves from the game, much more so than some of the older movies.
Yeah, for sure. I do love the one thing in this fight where Kano rips the heart out of Reptile, and he's just like, I'm the best. Like, look at this.
Kano wins.
And then Kano is such an asshole in the movie, but like that moment of him holding Reptile's heart and then later drawing a picture of himself holding Reptile's heart is just like, man, you suck, but that's so awesome.
Yeah, he was definitely pretty funny in the early part of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's if you know anything about the games and stuff, it's like, well, Kano's a bad guy, so he's clearly going to turn on them at some point.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much goading.
Yeah, also, too, the weirdness of their powers. Like, Kano gets his eye beam, but it's not like a cybernetic implant. It's just powers.
He just has a laser eye. Not even eyes. So that's just, like, weird. It makes no sense other than the fact that that's what he had in the game. But in the game, he had cyborg parts.
Yeah.
So I think that was weird. That was a weird choice.
Also, cyborg parts are magic now. Because Jax gets his arms frozen off by Sub-Zero. I think we've all seen it in the trailer.
Yeah, it was in the first Red Band trailer. If you've seen that, you've seen that.
Yeah, and some monks put some kind of silly looking skeleton arms on him, and then later on
he gets his powers, and his powers are robot arms.
Yeah, like full blown robot arms.
Weird.
It is weird.
It's definitely a weird element.
Yeah, like Liu Kang's powers are like, okay,
magic fire.
fire. Yeah, even like when you finally see Sonya's, it's like, okay, she can shoot like beams.
Just like in the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then Cole's and Jack's powers are like weird because it's like Cole gets armor and the tonfas like we said, and then Jax is like, I have robot arms.
And Kung Lao's powers was metal hat.
Yeah, he has the hat, which is kind of like Captain America's shield, except it can cut people in half.
Well, I mean, I think Captain America's shield can cut people in half. Did you not see that episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier from a couple weeks ago? Oh, spoilers for that, by the way.
Yes, that's true. That guy did get his head cut off.
Maybe.
Or maybe his chest caved in.
Probably. We're not sure.
It's Disney.
Which means it'll be super violent or not that violent.
It will imply super violence. But we won't see it.
But, you get the Kung Lao buzzsaw fatality, killing that chick with the wings who... Is that someone from, like, recent games?
I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say probably.
Yeah. Because, like, a few of Shang Tsung's minions that I'm like, I don't know who that guy with the hammer is. Okay, Goro. I know Goro. Okay, yeah. I know Melina. Okay, cool. Okay, Cabal.
Yeah, we all know Cabal. Also, Cabal was kind of like wisecracking a little bit, like...
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't get a lot of screen time, but, like, when he shows up, he's just like, I guess he's from Earth, and he's just like, from New York or something?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I almost was just like, what's the deal with Cabal? Is he, like, trying to be, like, Deadpool or something?
I don't know. That was weird. But, I mean, he was kind of funny, and, like, but it was just like... I didn't expect him to act like that.
Yeah. It's not a robot, too.
No, he's just a guy with, like...
He's like a respirator type of thing. Yeah, it was interesting. There's a big guy with a hammer that I was just like, I guess he's in the game. I have no idea who this is.
Yeah, I mean, they've added one original character. Who's to say they didn't add another one? But
I want to say the girl with the wings must be from the games, though.
I'll look it up, put it here.
It's gonna be like the worst Mortal Kombat game. Mortal Kombat 4, remember that? With all the abnormalities?
Those showed up in 3.
They were in 3 too, but they were really emphasized in 4 with
really?
the 3D models. Oh yeah.
Never even knew about 4.
4 was like the last one they had the actual numbers on until they started doing the numbers again.
Like, the last Mortal Kombat game I kept track of when I was a kid for like a long time was like Trilogy. Like, that was the last one I remember playing as a kid.
Yeah, 4 probably was the last one for me, and then I was like, well, to be honest, I never stopped because, like, I do remember playing Deception and Deadly Alliance, and
I got Mortal Kombat Advance for the Game Boy Advance like several years later, like when I was like a late, like middle school, early teens or whatever, and then Mortal Kombat versus DC, and then this.
Yeah. There we go. A lot of Mortal Kombat games. But getting back to the movie, I guess.
I guess because growing up with the old Mortal Kombat stuff, it was just weird to me watching like a movie where Liu Kang was just a supporting character.
It is weird. I will say the guy that played Liu Kang is really, really cut. like he is so like lean. Like I was like, damn man. Like,
I mean, the other guy was freaking shredded back in the day too.
Oh yeah.
He is like, he probably looked at that and was like, gotta work out.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it is weird too because the contrast is Liu Kang in this one is kind of what you would expect Liu Kang to be from like the games, where he's very much like we are chosen and we have to defend Earth Realm from, the Outworld or whatever they call it. I forgot what they call it. Is it Outworld?
Yes, Outworld.
Outworld. Okay.
Just watch the movie.
I don't know. We're doing this after a full day of work.
Yeah, it was like I don't know. I guess because like the old games, there's a story, but not really because they're just text.
Yeah, you would see the little things.
So a lot of our frame of references for the story was from like the movies.
Yeah, so you're like, what's up with Liu Kang? Why is he like a goody-goody? He's supposed to be like fun and like throw Johnny Cage's bags in the water and take his money.
Also, Johnny Cage, not in this. But maybe he'll be in another one if they make it.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that at the end, I guess. But Liu Kang, I thought, was fine still. You know, I like Liu Kang. It's cool that he actually had his fire powers. Also did some interesting, like, acupuncture, traditional Chinese medicine type of stuff, too. And I was like, oh, okay, that's like a neat thing for this character to kind of do.
And then he was just like, I'll cauterize this wound.
Yeah.
Oh, you're cold? Here, I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, Cabal? Fire Dragon!
Yeah. Which looks great. I'm pretty sure that's one of his fatalities from one of the games.
Like, I know, like, you know, he had the animalities where he would turn into a dragon. Even in, like, Mortal Kombat 2, I think he turned into a dragon.
Did he really in Mortal Kombat 2?
I think so.
Wow. Man, that's crazy that was, like, so much of a thing earlier, but I really only think of that from Mortal Kombat 4. And maybe it's just because in Mortal Kombat 4 it's more doable than it is in, like, the Super Nintendo games, where it's just like, I don't even know how to play this.
Oh, man. I mean, definitely one of the highlights, I mean, Sub-Zero.
Yes.
He looks awesome. He's a vicious bastard.
Yeah, he is. He is just a straight up monster, pretty much.
Shit ninja, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, he has an opportunity to kill Cole, but rather than be sneaky like a ninja, he's just like, rain down icicles!
He's all about his ice powers, and I love it. He's like, making ice is my game.
This is my gimmick, and I live for it.
Yeah. He's just like killing people and freezing them. That's what I do. Man. But yeah, they do a lot of cool stuff with his ice powers. Also, it almost seems like when he does his ice powers at the beginning of the movie, like after he had his ice on his fist, it almost looks like he had like frostbite and stuff because his like knuckles were bleeding and stuff. And I was just like, huh, interesting. I guess his ice kind of like hurts him or something. But
or maybe it was just blood from punching.
Maybe. I mean, who knows what exactly his status is of being like a person that's alive, because he can kind of like materialize as smoke. He's kind of like a slasher monster sometimes.
Yeah, there's definitely some shout outs to his future role as Noob Saibot.
Yeah.
Especially towards the end of the movie when Cole accidentally summons Scorpion to fight Sub-Zero, and probably the best part of the movie. He gets his armor all ripped off at one point, and he's just wearing all black.
Yeah.
I was like, I get that.
It's like, well played, movie.
There's a lot of moments you're like, I know that from the games.
Yeah, there's just quick little, like, cameos of, like, other characters from the games. You see a picture of, like, Nightwolf at one point, and you're like, oh, okay.
A couple of portraits of, like, Shao Kahn and...
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught it, but in the background of one shot, we see a fan blade. So, little shout out to Katana.
Yeah, no Katana in this movie, but Melina.
No reference to Shao Kahn either, besides the pictures. There's no, like in the original Mortal Kombat movie, like the Emperor. Like, he was the greater scope villain. Like, he was Shao Kahn's boss. I mean, Shang Tsung's boss.
Yeah.
Where, like, Shang Tsung seems to just be his own boss. He's like, I'm the man.
Yeah. It's just like, I'm taking souls, and that's what I do. I take souls. And
I think this movie would have benefited from more emphasis on Scorpion.
I think, yeah.
I think that storyline just seemed more interesting. Maybe I think that also because of this movie, which just mostly focused on that.
It's weird that everybody wants to see Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And they never want to do that in live action. They always are like, no, we gotta like focus on like Sonya Blade and Liu Kang, and it's just like, why? Nobody cares. Like
nobody ever picked them.
Yeah, it's like, give us the ninja guys. That's what everybody wants. Everybody wants Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and now that Scorpion is just straight up like a good guy looking for revenge, John Wick style. It's just like, do that.
Yeah, like, you could even tell that the filmmakers kind of knew it, because the big climactic fight is when Scorpion finally shows up to fight Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
And even that's when the freaking Mortal Kombat theme, like, truly kicks in, was when he shows up.
It is funny, too, because, like, quote-unquote, the main character of the movie, Cole, is like, there's literally a point where Sub-Zero and Scorpion are just fighting, and Cole is like literally like just in the background like hitting ice,
He's
trying to get his like daughter out. But it's just kind of like, you go over there, let the main attractions fight.
The couple instances that he got involved in the fight, I'm like, no, go away. Nobody wants you in this fight. Nobody watching wants you in this fight.
It's weird too, because he's definitely like the main character, and he's not even unlikable, and it's not like this guy sucks. It's just like, he's fine, but why?
There's more interesting characters that you could have followed. Like, when they announced this reboot, my natural assumption was like, yeah, it'll probably just be centered around Liu Kang again or something.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. It's like Scorpion I've seen described as like the Wolverine of Mortal Kombat, but it's like if the X-Men movies just like actually held back on Wolverine instead of putting him front and center.
Yeah.
It's like a weird reverse of that.
Definitely.
It's like, no, we want him.
Give us Scorpion.
He should be your main character. He ticks all the boxes. He's a badass, brand name recognition, awesome looking action figure, diversity, blah, blah, whatever you want. He's got it.
Yeah, and in some ways...
Fire, lots of it.
Fire from hell.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah, it's weird too, because, you know, Cole is a descendant of Scorpion, so I was just like, okay, is this how you just, like, make it so, hey, like, Scorpion is now the main character, except, like, it's his, like, ancestor, but Cole's power is he's just gonna turn into Scorpion. He's gonna get, like, the ninja gear, and he's gonna get the chains and everything, but then it doesn't happen.
I actually honestly thought when I first heard about the fact that the movie was centered partially around an original character, for a minute I thought like, oh, are they gonna like do like a twist on the two Sub-Zeros? Like there's gonna be the bad Sub-Zero, and then like instead of like his brother, it'd be his descendant that's the good Sub-Zero. But I think that might have been better.
That would have been, yeah, that would actually is a really good idea. Because then Cole could have had ice powers too. And...
yeah. Imagine a scenario where like bad Sub-Zero gets his armor knocked off and like new Sub-Zero armor forms around Cole, and it's just Sub-Zero and Scorpion fighting what is essentially Noob Saibot.
There you go.
You're welcome.
Hire this man. You know shit. But yeah.
That was just an idle thought I had.
That would have been way cooler. Not saying this movie doesn't have cool shit in it.
No, it's generally enjoyable. Like those are like really just nitpicks. They really are.
Definitely.
For what it is, it's fun. It's violent as fuck, which is good for a movie like this.
It's what we want.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of cool action. It leaves potential for more down the line. It doesn't close the loop completely. Leaves open for more. Maybe a little too open-ended at the end.
Everything has to be a sequel now.
Yeah, it's not the most egregious. I mean,
It definitely isn't.
especially in terms of Mortal Kombat movies, because the first one literally ended on a cliffhanger back in the day, which fell off a cliff in the next movie. But this is like, well, we got to get more fighters for the future, and we see Cole leaving to go to Hollywood to find Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
Do you think that was a reshoot when they found out fans were annoyed that Johnny Cage wasn't in the movie?
Possibly, but at the same time, I'm like, who the hell cares about Johnny Cage?
People that play games care about these things.
Yeah, but...
He seems likable in the new games.
He is.
He's matured. He's married. He's a dad. He's married and or divorced from Sonya. I forget.
Yeah, I don't know the whole situation with that.
I don't know. He was enjoyable in the original movie, too.
I mean, he's fine in Mortal Kombat 9, but... You know, I don't... Maybe he's really good at, like, professional play or something.
Look, he was the smartest character in the original Mortal Kombat movie. He punched Goro in the balls.
That's true. One would think, you know, if Goro has 4 arms, do you think he has 4 testicles?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Man, that must really hurt, too.
Why do you think he went down?
It's probably why he sounds the way he does. He's just angry all the time. Oh, man. Yeah. It's weird, too, that Goro didn't see him as important. as he should be.
Like he had like a ooh, thank you for coming, Goro, and then he has like the one fight, and then he gets killed, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, because
They made a bigger deal of Goro in the original movie.
yeah, because he was a big deal. He's like the second to last fight in the game, and
Yeah, he was just kind of an afterthought here.
yeah,
That was from like a weird choice.
it was just like we need Goro in the movie.
We gotta put Goro in because people know who Goro is. He could have just made it Mintaro or whoever the other forearm guy was.
Yeah, I guess so.
Or Kintaro. Mintaro was the centaur.
Yeah,
Kintaro was the other Goro dude.
Yeah, I don't even remember. Goro was okay looking. To be honest, I don't know. He wasn't as impressive looking as he was in the original Mortal Kombat, just because it's like somebody made that, and like it's like wow, that was like a puppet, and he looked great. And this one was just like, okay, he just looks like a like a pretty good, but like it's like a Lord of the Rings like ogre or maybe World of Warcraft looking guy almost to me.
I mean, it's always going to be hard to top the thing that's actually there that you could see and you could touch, which is why like people have issues with like the dinosaurs in the newer Jurassic World movies because they're mostly CGI instead of just sometimes CGI because there's the dinosaur. You could feel like you can touch it. Just like the recent Ninja Turtle movies don't feel as good because in the old movies you could reach out, you felt like you could touch them. Real will almost always trump fake.
Yeah, I mean when they do a nice combination of both, that's when it starts like really looking good. And it's not even like Goro looked bad or anything. It just seemed like it just seemed underwhelming, I guess, what I'm saying.
Well, he was just another move. That was it.
Yeah, he was a henchman, and it's like, no, he's supposed to be like the guy,
like he's like one of the main guys. Like they could have just thrown out the centaur for that.
Yeah, nobody cares about Mintaro.
Yeah, that's why he was only in one game.
Yeah. Or they could have done like Shiba, just cause.
It could have just been any forearm guy. It didn't even have to be Goro.
Yeah.
It could have just been like, oh, Frank, you're here. Thank you.
All right, Frank, best Mortal Kombat fighter.
Four-armed Frank.
Yeah, there's no corny jokes. Like they had like a couple of moments where like people get killed and then be like fatality, and it's just like okay, that's what they say in the game. I mean, I'm waiting until when the game actually the movie does like a epic moment, and then they're like friendship, and then they start like jumping rope or something.
I mean, Kung Lao had his flawless victory moment, but
yeah, and that actually worked in this one because he didn't get hit.
Nope, he fucked that bitch up.
Yeah.
Then he got fucking murdered. That was a surprise. That was like a legit surprise. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I guess you figure one of the good guys has to die.
Yeah.
I guess he was like, all right, well, we don't want to kill our original character. We can't kill the black guy. We can't kill the girl. We can't kill Liu Kang. Well, sorry, Kung Lao.
Yeah.
Even though he looked awesome and had a pretty sweet moveset.
He seemed like he was the one that like was the most like I know what to do.
Yeah, they definitely played him up as the most confident, most skilled, and that's a shame because it's like I really thought they were gonna like, and they kind of did a little bit that like, oh, if this kept going, like we would have more of an emphasis on the Liu Kang Kung Lao Bash brother thing, and oh, he's dead. I did like though that Liu Kang kind of like took from his Kung Lao's helmet his headband.
Yeah.
That was kind of neat. That was a nice touch.
Yeah.
I like little things like that.
Yeah, it's weird. Like Liu Kang kind of just like more and more throughout the movies, like looked more like he did in the game. Like in fact, he was like wearing straight up what he wore in the game. Like he had the red headband, and he had like kind of like the white shirt.
Like he shows up looking like how he does in like the newer stuff, but then like shirt's gone, headband, and he's like,
yeah, he does everything you want Liu Kang to do. I mean, he does the bicycle kick. He does the fireballs.
Yep.
Like, everybody does what they do in the game. And for the most part, besides for the flimsy explanation of the powers, it works. I mean, and even that explanation, I'm like, I can deal with it. It's fine. It's kind of like, whatever, it's Mortal Kombat. I just want to see them fight, so...
Do you think we'll ever get a Mortal Kombat movie where Raiden fights, and then actually floats up and lunges forward at a guy.
If this franchise continues, it will probably happen in this franchise.
Well, then, do well, new Mortal Kombat movie.
Unless they decide in the second movie to just have Raiden give up his powers, and then he's just like, there's nothing like friendship. Friendship is the greatest power of all.
Oh, good God. Oh, God, he got a haircut, too.
Yeah. He's going to do a lot of flips. He's going to do some turning.
He never took his hat off. 10 out of 10.
Oh, yeah, he never. Plus, his eyes were always glowing because he's the Elder God.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know what else I can possibly say about Mortal Kombat.
I mean, it's pretty good. If you like Mortal Kombat, you'll probably enjoy it. Give it a watch. There's a couple ways you can see it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, HBO Max, venture to the theaters if you can. We're willing to.
Yep.
But don't be a dick and illegal download, because that's how we don't get sequels to things like this.
That's true.
Like, come on, don't do that.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Watch it on an app on your phone, like it was intended to.
Oh, man. Don't do that. That's not fun.
Yeah. Watch it on a TV.
Man, between this, watching the old Mortal Kombat movies, kind of want to play the game now.
Let's play some Mortal Kombat 2 on Super Nintendo.
Hell yeah.
All right, Bill, don't just be a dick and just hit the same button over and over again, okay?
Sure.
Come on. What the hell? Are you serious? I thought you wanted to, like, play this game for real.
I wanted to win.
Okay, all right. All right. This is what we're doing. Nice. Nice. This is second grade all over again. God fucking damn it. You're just gonna keep punching me the same way over and over again. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's
Cool.
working, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it's working, because that's how, like, all 3-year-olds play video games.
Yeah, well, 3-year-olds are better than you at video games. What can I tell you?
You're not good at video games. You're just good at pressing one button.
Flawless victory, motherfucker.
Fuck you.